So, SmackDown started with the contract signing for the WWE Championship match at Fastlane.
Yes.
It is set to be Kofi versus Daniel, and we have, for whatever reason, Stephanie McMahon is here.
Yeah.
With Shane. I don't even recall Stephanie being on SmackDown at all until now.
She was on there once before.
For what? I can't remember.
Nothing major, but, they're putting it as like at least two of the family will be at every show.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you have Rowan and Bryan already out there, and Shane introduces Kofi. And they did like this. It was I think like the first time I ever saw them do it like this, where like normally they'll just kick to a video package, but in this case, Shane was like talking over like a sort of video package highlighting Kofi's career accomplishments.
A few of them, anyway.
Starting with debuting in ECW and winning the IC title, the United States title, and the feats of athleticism at the Royal Rumble. Which is one of the things that made you like him so much.
It really is. I mean, I've always liked Kofi. Not like a main person, but I've always liked him.
Yeah.
It wasn't until his Royal Rumble spots that it was like, okay, this dude got my attention.
Right.
And, of course, like when he debuted and everything was better back then because they had pyro.
Yeah.
So his intro was awesome doing the
boom,
boom, boom. Yeah. Which always makes me go, SOS. That's what it makes me think. But, I don't know, it was just better back then.
Yeah, all his moves are still Jamaican. He's just not Jamaican.
No, he immigrated.
Yeah, to Africa, Ghana,
West Africa.
Yeah.
And then wherever he say he's from now, I don't even know if they even say now.
Yeah, because he's normally introduced with the New Day.
Yeah, so they really don't say where they're from anymore.
Yeah.
Unless it's your hometown or home state, then they'll tell you. But
yeah,
other than that, they don't care.
Yeah, and then they highlight the gauntlet match and almost getting the title win at Elimination Chamber. And then as far to last week when he beat Daniel in the 6-man tag, Shane's it's the sort of tagline they're running with Kofi is that he's an overnight sensation over 11 years.
And it sounds weird, but it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done a lot in 11 years, but no one's noticed him until the gauntlet match.
Yeah.
Which surprises me. If you're a fan, a real fan, you're going to know Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
But, apparently people look for the more popular, more well-known people.
Yeah. And, he's always been over as with the act of the New Day.
Oh, yeah.
But he never really had much standalone, at least since 2008 when they did the Randy Orton feud.
That was when the year he debuted.
Or it would have been 2009, I think they did the Orton feud. I don't remember.
I think it was 9 because that's when he got, what was it, IC title?
Yes.
He got one of the titles from Orton.
Okay. But
in 09.
Yeah, but that was really where he kind of peaked as a singles guy. Because since then he won titles and he had moments, but it never, during that program, it felt like he could be a top guy.
Yeah.
And then after that, it just kind of fell down a little bit to tag team mid-card guy.
But, that's also how he's told to do, what he's told to do, too.
Yeah.
That's how they wrote him in creative, was to be a mid-carder.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't have the physique that Vince wants as a top guy.
No.
And let's face it, it's well documented. There's never been a black man hold the heavyweight title.
Yeah. And everyone always says, well, The Rock did.
But technically he's not black. He's Samoan.
He's half Samoan, half black.
Yeah.
Which, I guess the argument is, well, Obama was our first black president, and he's half black.
Okay, but and I can see that too.
But The Rock, I think, identifies more as Samoan.
Well, yeah, that's what all the tattoo is about, and just
his and the wrestling side of his family is the Samoan family.
Yeah, he never really goes into that. I've seen he's never really delved into the black part of his family.
Yeah.
It's always the Samoan side.
Yeah. I think it's his father is the black side of his family.
Was involved in his childhood. I don't know.
I don't know how much. I don't.
I know he was there because he was a wrestler.
Yeah.
So, and I've seen, I haven't seen him in the ring. But
that's right. I'm struggling to remember his name now.
Rocky Maivia.
There. Yeah.
Well, that's what The Rock came in as.
Yeah.
It was Rocky Maivia.
And do you remember what Rock's dad was? Or I think his grandfather, I think, was pretty popular too.
Yeah. I can't think who it was, though.
I don't know why I can't right now. But nonetheless, I guess that's not important.
No.
In the grand scheme of things. Kofi could end up being the first black male WWE champion.
Well, let's just put it out there. He could be the first full black male.
Yeah.
Like, both sides.
And to hold that title specifically because, like Mark Henry, Booker T, they had the world heavyweight title.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would also argue, too, that, like, the WWE title now is essentially what the world heavyweight title was then because it's the SmackDown title right now. Yeah. Which is always second fiddle to whatever the Raw title is.
Oh, of course, because they're the B show.
Yeah.
Which is where the B team should be, really.
The B team on the B show.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess we'll get into what actually happened here is that Kofi comes out after all this. They introduce him, and the crowd is going crazy for Kofi. Kofi Mania is running wild.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Yeah. Kofi cuts a promo thanking everyone after he goes around the ring and high fives and all that with everyone.
The same thing Roman Reigns did.
Yeah.
Really?
Exactly.
Copy paste.
Well, I don't know. I think Kofi might have just thought of this one on his own.
No, I'm sure he did, and well deserved.
Yeah, with how over he is now, it's fitting.
Oh yeah.
And he cuts a promo thanking everyone, his partners, and the fans for making this happen.
And really, I mean, it was the fans that did it.
Yeah.
It was the outcry of support and hashtag
Kofi Mania.
And I thought of one too. Back in the day, it was give Divas a chance.
Give Kofi
a chance.
Yeah.
And I thought about starting a Twitter account just for that.
Yeah. So then it gets to the contract signing, and Daniel Bryan signs. And I love Daniel in this segment because he didn't say a word.
Yeah.
And he just sat there with the smug look. And then Kofi is about to sign, but then Vince McMahon comes out.
You see, screw that. He heard Vince's music and he turned around. Screw that. I would have signed and then turned around.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, now what do you want? I've got a legal binding contract. What would you like?
Yeah, so Vince comes out, says he has appreciated everything Kofi has done in the last 11 years. However, it's his job to give everyone the highest level competition he possibly can, the biggest box office possible, and therefore he is replacing Kofi with someone who is more qualified.
And more deserving.
Which
I think is bullshit.
Yeah, but
I know it's part of it.
Yeah, that's part of the work.
But it got me going. Yeah. Even though I knew before this what was happening.
Yeah.
I still burnt my blood.
And by that, you mean that you watched it after it happened. Not that you knew that it was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, what I mean by that is because I watch everything the day after,
yeah.
I actually caught a spoiler.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew what was going to happen.
I just want to clarify that for people that might think, well, I knew that this was going to happen.
I'm not psychic. I'm not in good terms with WWE. Yeah. I watch everything the day after. So I get spoilers on accident once in a while.
Yeah. So he replaces him with Kevin Owens. And I can't be the one who immediately thought the last time we saw Kevin Owens on screen with Vince McMahon, he was headbutted and bleeding.
Yeah, and yet he's more deserving than Kofi.
So, continuity.
Somebody who's been out of the ring for, 5 months?
Yeah, I think...
October?
Yeah, somewhere around there. But I was going to say Owens headbutted him so hard that Vince doesn't even remember it.
Well, you think Stephanie would?
Yeah.
Because she came out immediately after.
Yeah. And,
oh, wait, that's right. It never happened.
Yeah, it happened last year, so it's irrelevant.
It happened before last month.
But, I think they're, and for one, this was like a Control C, Control V of the time that Vince took Becky out of the match and put Charlotte in. It was essentially the same segment.
Pretty much, yeah.
Except I guess there was a contract signing in this one.
And yeah, no suspension.
Yeah, and no suspension for Kofi.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think they're subtly telling the story of like Triple H, Shane, and Stephanie being like the baby faces that are trying to actually help, but then Vince is like the bitter old senile man that makes actions on his own that they don't agree with,
and
which is essentially kind of like the story that is happening in real life.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, I never thought about it. But if you think about Raw, you know, she was all nice to Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
She wasn't mean, really.
Yeah, on this Raw.
Yeah, on this Raw. And then you go to SmackDown, and she's the same.
Yeah.
Babyface Steph.
Yeah.
And
which I'll never be able to get used to.
A heel is so natural for her.
Yeah.
Because it literally is in her blood.
Yeah.
Because it is her blood.
And I don't really care to see heel Stephanie anymore. But
I'd rather not even see her at all.
Yeah, that was what the point I was going to get to.
Unless she's physically involved in a storyline like with Rousey.
Right. Yeah.
But other than that, there's no point in her seeing her.
Yeah. I guess you could say that with all of the McMahons.
The only time I really want to see Shane is when he's wrestling. And I don't really care to see that anymore.
No. Not a ton.
Because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what's going to happen.
Just jump off of things.
Yeah, let's jump and give something that people talk about, and then get hurt, and then lose.
But I think the natural way of I'm not sure, like, this could be something that I'm reading too much into, and it's not even actually a storyline. But I feel like eventually they're going to have a storyline where Vince gets written off of TV, and then in the kayfabe world, Triple H and Stephanie are running it.
Or Shane.
And Shane, too.
Okay.
Right.
No, I can see that.
Because I think it's a Vince McMahon MO to take something from real life and put it into storyline.
Well, not just that, but there's a perfect setup coming up for it.
What's that?
He's going...
The XFL.
Yeah, he's going to need to step away for the XFL.
That's a good point. I mean, a lot of people harping on that, and I think they could use that as a storyline reason. But Vince has said in the opening interview sort of thing that he did for the XFL that he's not going to be very involved in it. He's basically the financial supporter and the financial owner, but he has people that he has hired that know football, which he does not, that are going to run things.
And that's good, because I don't think he did that last time.
No, he tried to do it all himself, and he tried to make like the WWE version of football.
Yeah, and when you don't know anything about a sport, you can't be in charge of one.
Yeah, because that's one of the reasons it was a fail, was because like the wrestling fans don't want to watch it because they're not football fans. Yeah. And then the football fans don't want to watch it because they're like, oh, well, he's doing this stupid wrestling crap on football. What is this?
Yeah. But, I mean, the only good thing about the new XFL, is he will not hire anybody that has any kind of criminal record.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, as of now.
I still don't see how he's going to do it.
Because, I mean, even a DUI. If you have a DUI, he won't hire you. Well,
but in his own company.
But in WWE, it don't matter. Just, don't be accused of murder.
Yeah.
Because then you'll be taken off history. Rest in peace, Benoit.
Well, that was not an accusation.
No, it wasn't.
That's a whole different thing.
But I didn't say don't be accused of it. I said don't do it.
Okay. I mean, Jimmy Snuka was accused.
Yeah, and I mean, I know they didn't erase him.
No, they even did a thing for him when he died.
Yeah.
So.
But We'll
Not
see.
really.
I mean, it just gives it a way for them to write him off TV.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Especially, I mean, because I'm guessing towards the latter half of this year is when we're going to not see him because the XFL is supposed to start next year.
Yeah, in 2020.
Yeah, which would be around, what, April-ish?
Yeah.
Well, for spring training.
They start, like, I think they're doing it the week after the Super Bowl, so it would be February.
Oh, so really, I mean, anytime he could be written off TV for that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that quick.
Yeah, and that's what both of the leagues are doing. Like, the AAF did that, too.
Oh, okay.
And so,
yeah, because it was the week after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I heard about it.
And so...
But I haven't heard anything about him since.
Yeah, they're still ongoing, but, like...
I heard
they're in...
The ratings just after the first week just...
Yeah.
Gone.
And the story even then is that they're having financial issues.
Yeah.
And so the idea originally was that the AAF would be a big competition for the XFL, but now we don't really know.
So, now, here's a thought, and I'm going to throw it out there. I know it's totally not wrestling.
That's okay.
But who cares? He wants to start XFL, and the AAF is already established as in it's already running.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just buy the AAF and change the name?
You could.
I mean, think about it. Then you've already got those teams, and then you've already got the teams set for the XFL that you can just bring into it.
Yeah, and being with the AAF already having some sort of financial issues, they might listen. But
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I think Vince takes some sort of I think it's always bugged him that he hasn't been able to make a successful business endeavor outside of WWE.
But that's his forte.
Yeah, and that's what he's here for.
Yeah, I mean,
but like even things that were wrestling related, like the bodybuilder thing that he tried that failed, Ico Pro. So I think he wants it to be something that he did, and he started, and he led to success.
I mean, he may not have started wrestling, but he's the one that, when he bought it from his dad, he's the one that brought it to TV.
Yeah, he globalized it.
Because his dad didn't want it televised.
Yes.
He didn't want it nationwide.
Yeah,
worldwide.
He always wanted the territory system to stay intact.
And it wasn't until he bought it from his dad that he started buying all the territories little by little.
Yeah.
And bringing in those wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in a way, he did create something.
Yeah,
and bring it to fruition.
He created and molded what wrestling is today.
Yeah.
Because who knows where we'd be. I mean, there might still be a territory system today.
Without WWF, and yes, I'm saying F because that's what it was.
Back then?
Yeah. There wouldn't have been a WCW.
Yeah.
There would have been the NWA territory, which is all it was. There would have been the OVW. And then, all the different territories. That's all it would have been. Now, they might have gotten a little bigger, but, I mean, just, a couple absorb another promotion. But it wouldn't have been like it is now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he doesn't need anything outside of wrestling. He knows wrestling.
Yeah.
He is wrestling.
Yeah, he really is.
I mean, you're not a bowler, but would you go open a bowling alley? No. I don't play football, but I'm not gonna go build a football stadium and make a team.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's rich enough. He doesn't have to waste his money on other crap.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it does and if it ends up being successful. Because I'm fascinated in it. Because
I'm curious.
Because it's tough because I'm not sure if there is a big market for a secondary football league.
Another secondary football league.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't work the first time. Obviously, he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, and he's obviously learned from those mistakes, and he's going to be in a more hands-off approach.
Yeah.
And he's hired people that obviously have a lot of experience to be able to help him run things and try to do things successful.
So, I mean, pretty much he's going to be the opposite of what he is on wrestling.
Yeah.
On wrestling, his hands are in everything.
Yeah.
And
everything that is done has to be okayed by him.
everything said has to be written down and okayed.
Yes.
But when going to football, he knows nothing. So he just wants to be the final decision and money person.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, you do all this. When you're done, let me know what you got, and we'll just go from there.
Yeah, essentially.
So, I mean, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
Good luck, though.
Yeah. I guess we'll get back into
Are we going to start the show?
reality. Yeah, so where did I even end off? Kevin Owens replaces Kofi.
Yeah.
That's where it was.
Yeah.
And then we started talking about the Stephanie and Triple H and Shane thing possibly taking over eventually. But
so, I mean, honestly, there's nothing else after that part.
Well,
really.
Owens walks to the ring, and New Day are freaking out. And
Kofi's just, like, in shock.
Yeah, Kofi is just, like, sort of
he sold the hell
dejected.
Out of it.
And it was a good collective effort because Kofi is down and just like, but then Xavier and Big E are pissed.
Yeah.
Like, they're yelling off mic and
all the way back to the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they're done yelling at the back, then they turn to Shane and Stephanie and how could you let this happen?
Yeah. Like it was them.
They did not stop.
And I mean, whether they knew it or not, if you look at their faces when commentary says they didn't know what was happening, the look on Shane's face looked like he didn't know what was happening.
Yeah. I feel like that's what Shane's face always looks like.
I would say yeah, but
like he's always like, I don't really know what's going on here.
But this actually looked legit. So either he's just gotten his looks down, or this was just something that Vince wanted to do to throw a wrench in everything.
Yeah.
Which obviously has been planned.
Yeah.
But, he didn't have to tell Shane or Stephanie that it was going to happen right now.
Right.
They could have just, let's do this. Let's throw a wrench in it and throw a loop.
Yeah. It could be. Yeah, so...
Still bullshit, though.
Yeah. Owen sits down in the chair across from Daniel. That's after New Day leave under their own power eventually.
Yeah.
And Owen sits down in the chair across from him. He never actually signs the contract. But then they go to commercial, and they come back, and Owens is backstage with Shane and Stephanie, and he wants a match with teaming with who he says is just as deserving of the match as he is, Kofi, against Bryan and Rowan.
And how is he as deserving as Kofi? Where was he in a gauntlet match? Oh, wait, he wasn't in one.
Yeah. So
what has he done at the Royal Rumbles over the past several years? Oh, nothing. Nothing like Kofi. What titles has he won? As many as Kofi? No.
Well, he's won the big one.
That doesn't mean he's won as many.
But the overlaying point I wanted to talk about here is that it's interesting that by the looks of it, even though this is how they brought Owens back, they still want him to be a babyface, it looks like.
Yes, he is coming back as a babyface.
Yeah, which...
On SmackDown.
Which was a hard sell, considering Vince just replaced him with the most over singles guy right now. And so, yeah, that's tough, but...
But now, should we say why, or what's going to happen?
Well, what we assume is going to happen is
and this is just from rumors that I've read.
Well, I thought that as soon as it happened that it was the reason.
Oh, okay. I actually found one of the rumors that actually...
Yeah, because they have decided that with the support that Kofi has and how over he is, that they want to save that match until Mania.
Yes.
And, it appears that the original plan was to have Bryan and Owens at Mania.
I think that's what it was supposed to be.
And now they kind of just flipped it.
I think Kofi was supposed to be at Fastlane and lose, and then Owens would have been at Mania, but because Kofi was so over, that they just flipped it. But in a way that hurts Owens, coming back from after months of rehab.
To have a match at Fastlane.
And lose.
Yeah, and lose.
The only thing I could see happen is KO win and go against Kofi, but that would ruin the whole dynamic of Kofi beating Bryan 3 times.
Yeah. And the story has been between Bryan and Kofi.
Yeah. So, I mean, props on the tag match idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I almost would have wished they found something better for Kevin to do.
Yeah.
Instead of messing with Kofi.
Yeah.
Because they could have done a match now and figured out a way to do a rematch at Mania.
Yeah, it was the idea I talked about last week.
Like Rowan interfering.
And then you have Brian say that you can have a rematch, but if I win, then you have to disband the New Day.
Yeah.
Man, that would have been something.
Yeah. But either way.
You still could have, but either way, I think we're getting what we want, which is good.
Well, even better because we'll see it live.
Yeah, and whether Kofi ends up winning that match or not, I'm very happy because this is by far the biggest match he's ever had. It'll be like,
like you said, he's never had a one-on-one opportunity.
Yeah, he's never had a singles match at WrestleMania.
Or an opportunity for the title.
Or a singles match for the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
So, there you go. There'll be plenty of firsts.
I really think, honestly, because we still got, about 35 days left?
Yeah.
That I really think that they're going to put the title on him at Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Not just because he's over so much, but honestly because Brian has gone down in the standings where I see.
Because we'll get to it later, but he takes another pin here on this show.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But, I mean, just besides that, besides his record, just his overall character has gone downhill.
Do you think so?
I do.
I mean, I think he's been pretty consistent. And
in the fact that, and this is just my personal opinion, he's consistent going down. Every week, he's going down another notch.
Well, why do you think that?
Well, you're a heavyweight champion. You're the guy on your brand. You've been beaten so many times by so many other people that you aren't relevant.
Well, see,
you're a title holder, not a champion.
That's where, I wasn't going there until this week because before that they had, it was, and yeah, I guess I do see it though because if you go through it, Ali has pinned Brian, and Kofi has pinned him twice, I believe.
Almost 3, if you count the chamber.
Yeah. So, yeah, you do kind of get into that territory, but it's like normally they want to set up the championship match with the champion getting pinned.
Yeah, but this many times?
Yeah, and you can do that in different ways.
And let's face it,
doing that every
Stephanie
time.
Called out Dana Bryan, and Dana Bryan just sat there. And you may not have caught it.
Yeah, because she said he was sitting on a leather chair.
Yeah, and the main reason he got rid of the belt, the old belt, was because it was leather.
Yes.
And his ass is sitting on a leather chair.
Yeah.
Or pleather.
Yeah, but that was kind of, I don't know, I think it was just what Brian was doing in that segment that he just didn't say anything.
No, I mean, that was a good part.
That might not have even been a scripted line either.
Yeah, it might not have been. It might have just been that one. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know, to me, he's gone downhill and taken so many losses so recently.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, it's like, well, you just got a brand new title, and why?
Yeah.
Look at Naomi. She had the Glow title, and she had it, a month?
Yeah,
before she got hurt?
Yeah.
I mean, look at the spinner. I love the spinner.
Well, that thing lasted.
That lasted a while.
It outlasted its welcome.
It did, but I still like it.
For Cena.
Yeah, for Cena only. He's the only one that can pull it off. Maybe R-Truth now.
Yeah, he can bring back the United States spinner belt.
Yeah, or he'll make the IC a spinner.
The belt he doesn't have.
Yeah. Screw the U.S. title, man. That's already been a spinner.
Okay.
Got to switch it up. Anyway, let's get to the show.
Yeah. So, after that, all week we were promised Cesaro versus Johnny Gargano 1-on-1, and the old card subject to change.
Yeah. Never forget that fine print.
I even read that hours before the show, they were still advertising Gargano versus Cesaro.
Oh, wow.
So this might have been a super last-minute decision.
Yeah.
To have what happened here, because Cesaro and Sheamus go to the ring, and they're both in their gear. So I was like, oh, well, I guess they might have changed it to another tag match.
But he could have just came in his gear anyway.
Maybe. But he normally doesn't, so it was kind of to tell.
Yeah.
But instead, Jeff Hardy's music hits, and I'm like, what the hell is Jeff doing out here? And then, like it was nothing. Like, Matt Hardy is out there with him.
Yeah, like he didn't even come out to his own music.
Yeah. And he's not woken Matt Hardy at this point. He's
broken.
He's just Hardy Boys Matt.
Yeah,
essentially.
It's kind of weird.
With like some touches of deletes in there.
Because obviously because of what I saw the spoiler, I knew he was there.
Yeah.
But what came to mind was, where's Bray?
Yeah.
Because
isn't that funny that he came back before Bray?
And Bray's not the one that was hurt.
Yeah. That is hilarious to me.
So you leave, Bray Wyatt left because you got hurt, and you're going to come back without him? To me, that's just like a slap in the face.
Well, what would the point of him returning with Bray be?
What's the point of him coming back with Jeff? Really?
Well,
like we haven't seen this before?
It was just a one-off, I think, for a hometown.
That's what I'm thinking, because it wasn't Charlotte. They're from Cameron, which is just a few hours away.
Yeah.
It's probably all it was, but at the same time, where's Bray? He should have came down.
Yeah, who knows? I think they just have no ideas for Bray.
Which is sad, because when Bray first came out, he was all that. Yeah. He was so over with the crowd.
Yeah, because he was such a different character.
Yeah, but I think they just oversaturated everybody with it.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well...
And they changed the essence of his character when he went from, like, when he first debuted, he was like the cult leader, Hawaiian shirts, and then they slowly transitioned him into Undertaker 2.0 with the mysterious powers and voodoo magic.
I think they were just I think they were looking for somebody to take Taker's spot.
Yeah.
And he just can't do
it. Well, nobody really can.
Nobody can. I mean...
Not today. Like, back then it worked.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like that character can work today.
No. I don't think anybody will take the Undertaker's spot, per se, at least for another 20 years.
No. And even then,
and that's pushing
it. I think that character can only really happen once.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Hogan. There's never going to be another Hogan.
Yeah.
Or a Flair. A Ric Flair, sorry.
Right. Yeah. There was another Flair.
Yeah, let me specify a Ric Flair. So, I don't know. They saturated everybody with Bray, and now he's gone, and there's nothing for him to do.
Yeah, and he has to be something different from what he was when he does come back.
That leads me to think that after Mania, we're going to hear a future endeavor speech about him.
I mean, maybe they'll... I think because Mania time is a tough time to bring someone back because you have a lot of plans of what you want to do.
Yeah, because everything's usually already set a year in advance.
And it's easy for someone to get lost and all that. So they might wait until after Mania, and then that's sort of like the reset, and they can have Bray come back.
So much time to use them before the the road to WrestleMania started in January.
Yes, they've had plenty of time before now.
They had plenty of time to bring them back for something.
Yeah.
What about Lashley and Wyatt? Corbin and Wyatt? Anybody in Wyatt?
Mm-hmm.
Vince and Wyatt?
Yeah, that mistake makes me think he can come back as part of the Riot Squad, and they can name it the Wyatt Squad.
He's their valet.
Yeah.
That would be funny. Or, team him up with, like, R-Truth. Just out of the blue. Think outside the box. Don't go back in history. Well, let's see. We can team him up with this guy because it worked before.
Yeah.
No, let's team him up with this guy because it's never been done before.
Yeah. I mean, you could do, I don't know if he comes back as part of Brian's group or against Brian.
I would hate that so much.
Yeah, because it's just
the opposite of what we saw before.
Yeah.
when Bray was in charge and Daniel had
Yeah.
to join him.
Yeah.
It's the same crap,
Yeah.
just backwards. So we don't need to see that shit.
It was the most awesome thing, though, when in that cage match when Bryan finally turned against him and how hot that crowd was.
Oh, yeah. But
that's one of my favorite Bryan moments.
But that's back when Bryan was way over.
Yeah.
And now he's not. He really isn't.
Well, I think he's still over in a heel sense.
He's over in a heel sense, but he would not get the pop that he would have gotten.
Right.
Because he is a heel.
Yeah.
Now, and honestly, I mean, the heel is working for him. It really is.
Yeah.
But I don't see it a long-time fixture.
No. I mean,
there's too many
I think you have to turn him back at some point.
Yeah. And maybe it'll be, I mean, obviously not right away, but unless, maybe Rowan causes them to lose. And he goes against Rowan.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows?
Yeah. But we'll go back.
Get back to the Hardys.
Yeah, the Hardys are here. We have Matt and Jeff against the Bar.
2-minute match.
Yeah. The Hardy Boys win with a twist of fate by Matt into a swanton by Jeff. Which I'm going to assume is probably going to be the last Hardy Boys match we ever see. I mean,
I'm not going to say that because you never know. They're still going.
Yeah.
Until one of them actually says, "I'm done."
You say that, but Matt Hardy retired like 9 months ago.
But he didn't retire. He's been out with an injury.
No, he said, "I am retiring." Not on TV, but like he did it at a house show.
Well, how would I know? I wasn't there.
And
it wasn't my house.
Because it was news at that time.
And at the time, we weren't doing this, so I probably wouldn't have seen it.
Exactly. Yeah, so...
Quick match. It was good to see the Hardys together again one last time. Maybe.
I'll say that, and they'll have another match next week.
It was a waste of a match, honestly.
Yeah, I don't really think Matt is going to come back.
I mean,
but
obviously,
I don't know.
He's still under they're both under contract for another year.
Because apparently there was some sort of clause in their contract. They had 2 years. It's like the sports contracts where you give them a 2-year deal and then you have a 1-year option to renew it.
Yeah.
And
sometimes,
you can do a player option or you can do a team option.
Yeah.
And so I guess this was like a WWE option that they decided to bring them back for 1 more year.
Which, I'm happy to see Jeff for another year.
Yeah.
I really don't care about watching Matt anymore.
No.
He's not what he used to be. He can't do what he used to do.
Yeah. And what made up for that when he wasn't with WWE was the uniqueness of the broken character.
That
he didn't have to have these like a long wrestling match, but because he had the character.
Yeah.
And that for one reason or another, whoever you want to blame on it didn't work in WWE. And
I think because there was too much legal drama behind it coming into WWE with it.
Yeah, and that's part of it is because it took so long to actually start when Matt got there.
Yeah, because they brought him in as Matt and not Broken Matt or Woken Matt or anything else.
Several months later, they finally got to the Woken stuff.
And it was just, by then it was just too late.
Yeah.
I mean, they tried, and it worked for what it was.
Yeah, and it just didn't feel the same as to what Matt did outside of WWE.
No.
And, yeah. But we'll see if we see Matt at all. I told you a minute ago off camera, or off mic, or whatever.
I said we're always off camera.
Yeah, that it is somewhat funny that Matt is the one that has, like, the broken down body and can't really wrestle anymore out of the two.
Yeah.
When he's not the one that's made a career out of jumping off of scaffolds and
Titantron,
all other sorts of stuff.
50-foot ladders. And next thing you know, he's going to be in the rafters, and you're going to go, watch this, hold my beer.
Yeah, and it's Jeff, so he'll actually have a beer.
Yeah, and that, or we're going to see Shane up there going to fucking coast to coast.
Yeah.
Hold my beer, I'm going to try and do this.
That should be a competition between Shane and Jeff one day.
Who can jump from the highest spot and live?
Yeah, like you start with like the Hell in a Cell, and then you gradually go up to the scaffolds, like a game of horse, but with jumping off of stuff.
My turn. Whee! Your turn. You only broke 2 ribs. I got you beat.
Yeah. R-Truth is finally back.
Yay! Truth. And Carmella.
He's been off TV since winning the United States Championship.
That was a long trip to Stamford, Connecticut.
like 5 weeks ago, I think.
It was what, the end of January? Wasn't it?
So was it? Yeah.
It's been, 3-4 weeks?
I feel like it's been longer. I don't know.
I just read something about it, too, because they were comparing it with Asuka.
Yeah.
Because Asuka was
both of them. Because Asuka beat Becky at the Rumble and then was not seen until last week.
That's because everything's focusing only on these 3 people of Rousey, Becky, and Charlotte.
Yeah, and not the champion.
And not any champion.
Yeah.
Except Rousey. To me, they're going so overboard with this crap. I can't wait for Rousey to be gone. And I like watching her matches.
Yeah.
But I'm just so over it. You're shoving her down my throat like you tried to do with Roman Reigns. And look how that worked out for you.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted him around because you were forcing him to be there.
Yeah. But we'll talk about Truth now.
Yeah, and the truth is...
Truth cuts a promo. And I would have liked this better if before he started this, that Tom Phillips didn't tell us that there was going to be an open challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, he totally ruined it.
Because during this promo is when R-Truth says there's going to be an open challenge.
Yeah, because he's talking about, being John Cena and living up to him.
Well, yeah.
Because he was his idol growing up.
Yeah,
he's older than Cena.
Truth says since he was a little kid, he always wanted to be like his hero, John Cena. Truth is 47 to Cena's 41.
Yeah, so 6 years older, but yet...
that made this hilarious.
And they did mention it on comments. I think Corey mentioned that he was older.
Yeah, because one of them said they're like the same age, and then Corey's like, I think he's older.
But come on now, I mean, at 47 years old, Truth looks pretty good for his age.
Yeah.
Come on, he's still able to do the jumping splits.
I feel like he still looks the same as he did when he came out in 2000.
He does.
As K-Quick.
He looks the exact same.
Yeah.
Even his hair.
And to be fair, Cena essentially does too.
He's only gotten bigger.
Except for the hair difference.
Well, the hair, but I mean, he's gotten bigger muscular-wise.
Yeah.
But, Truth, he stayed the same.
Yeah, so... Truth says he will be following in his hero John Cena's footsteps and hold an open challenge. And so that leads to Andrade, Cien Almas, Andrade, whoever.
It's just Andrade.
Yeah,
Cien almost died.
He answers. He comes to the ramp, but then Rey Mysterio's music hits. He knocks down Andrade and heads to the ring himself.
As fast as can be.
Yeah, and then Andrade...
Now, what was the point of that? Did I miss something?
Because...
Was that from the Rumble?
Well, you mean why he knocked him down?
And then ran to the ring.
Well, the gimmick with the open challenge is...
First one in the ring?
The first one who gets there gets the open challenge.
That's what I didn't know if there was something that happened before that caused it.
Yeah.
Or if it was just, okay, it's the open challenge, let's do it.
They did something similar with, I think it was... It was Ty Dillinger, actually. I think it was him and Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
I think it might have been Randy who was the champion at that time.
I remember that.
That, they were outside the ring fighting, trying to get in the ring first.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, like the old TNA Reverse Battle Royal.
Yeah, so, there's nothing that really caused this. It's just first one in the ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, Ray runs in the ring... But then Andrade runs in the ring as well, and the refs are kind of separating them. And Truth calms everyone down, and then he asks, what would John Cena do in this situation? To which Carmella tells him that Cena would face both of them at once. And Truth was like, really? Damn, he brave.
God, I love Truth.
And so Truth eventually says, John, I'm going to make you proud. And gives us the triple threat match.
I would love to see Cena come back just for a little promo and give some props to Truth.
See, that was... I was going to get into an idea here. What if What if Truth does the open challenge at WrestleMania and Cena answers?
Would that wouldn't count as a 17th title though, would it?
No.
But it would be cool.
Yeah, and
that would be cool. Trying to do an open challenge at Mania.
Because he even did Cena's moves in this match.
Oh, I know, and he even went for the AA.
Yeah.
He didn't hit it, but he went for it.
Yeah.
But the 5-knuckle shuffle.
Yeah, so I doubt that they will do Cena versus Truth.
Oh, I doubt it.
It's out there.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
Watching them both do the 5-knuckle shuffle.
It's also funny that Truth is saying that Cena was his hero when they had the feud in like 2012 or whatever, when Truth was a heel.
Oh, yeah.
Truth did have a singles title match for the WWE Championship against John Cena at the one-time only show Capital Punishments.
Oh, I remember that.
What a name for a pay-per-view that was. It was so great that they didn't keep it.
Yeah, now the only thing that would have made it better is if it was in like Washington, D.C. Or was it?
I think it was.
Maybe that's why.
I think that was kind of the reason for the gimmick, but I'm not entirely sure on that. It might have been that Vince woke up one day and thought that was a cool idea, like Great Balls of Fire. Which I still hope they bring back.
Really?
Just so I can hear the song again.
Oh, well, we can play the song anytime.
Yeah, but
I can show you a 12-year-old kid that can play it better than the original. It's on YouTube right now.
Okay. Yeah, so the match is fast right away.
Really quick. And fast-paced and time-wise. It was quick.
And Ray goes for his penguin slide thing to the outside on Truth, and Andrade drop kicks him out of the air.
Which was cool.
And that's what goes into the commercial. And then later, Truth has Andrade in an electric chair, and Ray hits a springboard into a Hurricane Run off of that on Andrade. Truth does the freaking 5-knuckle shuffle on Andrade after he does like the whatever the move you call it that he leads into the 5-knuckle.
Pump handle slam?
No, because he's not in a pump handle position.
Oh wait, no, that's not pump handle.
It's like it was his finisher in developmental in OVW. It was called like the Proto Bomb or something.
But it's almost just what?
Yeah, it's essentially he picks him up and drops him down.
Yeah, it's a lot like is it Corbin that does a move similar to that?
The Deep Six.
No, because the Deep Six isn't. No, somebody else. I'm thinking of another move that is similar.
Okay. Well, we don't know.
If I remember that move, I'd remember the name.
So we'll go on. He does that into the 5-knuckle shuffle, and he goes for the AA, but Vega holds on to Andrade before Carmella comes in and takes her down from the apron.
She looks like she hit hard on the apron, too.
Yeah.
She sold it good.
Andrade then throws Truth into the post. Ray and Andrade go back and forth for a bit. Truth comes back in, and Ray is about to go for a double 619 on both of them. He hits it on Andrade, but Truth gets out of the way, and he rolls up Ray for the win.
And it made me think that Ray didn't even know he missed R-Truth.
Yeah.
Because, like, the way it just happened after he hit Andrade, like, he didn't even realize, well, damn, I missed one.
Well, I'm not sure, but I think that they kind of played it like he did know that he did, because normally he would just stay on the apron, but in this case he went back in the ring he swung himself back into the ring, and then I feel like he was like, oh, where'd Truth go? And then he got rolled up.
Yeah, kind of crappy ending, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was a roll-up finish.
How many roll-up finishes have we had in them just this year alone?
Yeah.
It's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, but this was a fun match.
It was.
I really assumed that Andrade or Ray was going to win here.
I did too. I figured they'd let Truth have his fun.
Yeah.
Because they haven't put him on TV yet.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised by that, because I kind of even thought that they were going to put the title on Andrade to lead into a match with him and Ray at Mania.
Yeah.
But I guess they are not going with that.
Last I heard, they were going to end up putting them together.
Yeah,
but I haven't heard anything about that since.
No, I haven't either, because they've talked about doing like the Latino World Order.
Yeah,
but
again,
yeah, which would be fun
if we had a group to counteract it.
Yeah, that's true, because it would be hard.
I mean, it'd be like the NWO when they first came out. There was nothing to counteract that.
Yeah.
So what happened? Everybody just joined them.
Yeah, everybody.
And then the show went to shit.
Yeah, that was like the 2000s WCW.
Yeah, towards the end.
Yeah.
But look at DX. They had a lot of people, but they still had people that weren't in there that would counteract them.
Yeah. So,
like, what was it? The Nation of Domination.
Yeah. We are the Nation of Domination.
Sorry, that was in the Mark Henry story.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
Imagine this team up. The next match.
Oh, we have a Charlotte promo first.
Oh, I forgot you cover promos.
Well, the important ones.
So why be covering Charlotte?
Well, was kind of.
Go ahead.
All right, whatever. You don't care about anything, but
I do, just not promos.
Charlotte comes out. She heals it up, saying that Vince made the right decision pulling Kofi from the match. That was a cool little heel thing. She harpens back to when Vince put Charlotte in the WrestleMania match, quoting what Vince said at the time, saying she knows her lane and she stays in it. And then Charlotte adds in, unlike criminal Becky and quitter Ronda.
Yeah.
So they're now publicly acknowledging on TV that Ronda is quitting, essentially, without her ever saying that.
Well, not necessarily that, but because of what happened Monday with her laying the title down is what she could have been talking about.
Do you think that's what it's alluding to? Okay.
Yeah, that's why. Because
that would make more sense. Because when I first heard that, I kind of felt I kind of didn't like it because it's telling us something that we don't know in kayfabe is happening yet.
Yeah, but I'm taking it as because
she laid the title down
and left because there was actually a Twitter interaction between Becky and Ronda about that.
Yeah.
After the fact.
Yeah.
So that's what I took it as.
Yeah.
It's not that she's quitting WWE.
Yeah, I didn't even
drop the title because Becky's not in the match.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I don't know why, but
because you're not me.
Good looking out.
I got your back.
Yeah, Ronda. Ronda continues to call Ronda a quitter.
Ronda continues to call Ronda a quitter?
Or Charlotte's. I even wrote it that way.
Did you really?
I think. Or no, there's a period there. That's two separate sentences that I kind of ran on together. But she says she'll show up on Raw Monday so that Vince can anoint her the new women's champion.
Like, really? Come on.
I thought this was good heel work from Charlotte, but the one thing that this was missing that would have made this slam dunk promo for me was that...
Pancakes?
No, she... Never mind. But Charlotte did not mention a word about Ric Flair, who got attacked by Batista last week. And, you kind of say, well, she's a heel, and it wouldn't be good for her to mention that. But the perfect way to play it's like, yeah, well, you can do it like one of two ways. You can have her just say like, yeah, my dad got attacked on Monday, but I don't really care. It doesn't affect me, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Or you can have her be overly like, you all should feel sympathy towards me because my dad got attacked last night, and the fact that you all are booing me right now is sickening. And
yeah, I'd go with the first one.
Yeah, you could have done it either way, and I would have liked it both ways.
Yeah, I mean, it was disappointing that she didn't mention it.
It was just odd for her not to mention it at all.
In his hometown.
Yeah, in Charlotte's.
So, I didn't really put two and two together at the moment, but it was like, well, there's no mention of Ric Flair and they're in Charlotte. What's going on?
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing they really talked about that was the beatdown from the night before.
Yeah.
So, it was disappointing. At least, not mentioning him.
Yeah.
You would think, if nothing else, she would.
Yeah. I agree. And in some way or another.
Yeah, in some way, even if you're using it for heat.
Yeah.
But you'd do something.
And it would have worked, too.
Okay, and you're in Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm sure it would have worked.
All you have to do is say anything negative about Ric Flair, and you're a heel.
Yeah. So that was mostly good, though. But, and that was really the only, other than the opening, like the only sort of drawn out promo segment.
Yeah.
So that was good for you, I guess.
Yes, very much so.
We had Black and Ricochet, Aleister Black, against Rusev and Nakamura.
Why are we seeing Black and Ricochet on both shows every week?
Because
they're in NXT, they're not call-ups.
Yeah, as we talked about this off air, I think, actually.
Yeah, but the graphics.
Because the graphics still show NXT, and they are all still on NXT, and NXT essentially is just acting like nothing on the main roster is happening and just carrying on as they normally do.
So why, again, are Black and Ricochet teaming up for the second time this week in as many days for a match that really doesn't mean anything?
Yeah, and I guess they're making Black and Ricochet a tag team.
Now, if
they kind of alluded to that on commentary.
But just because they allude to it on commentary don't mean nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily.
I mean, if they were, that's great. They do work together good, that I've seen.
Yeah.
And I didn't mind watching their matches.
Yeah.
They were entertaining.
Yeah.
Especially when Aleister Black just totally just sits down.
Yeah, but it goes back to that thing we talked about when they first did that, when they first debuted all four of these guys, is that there's too many guys to establish at once.
Yeah.
Because all of them need to get momentum, and all of them need to be established. And then you still have the ones that you just called up right before these ones.
You've got creative
that still aren't established.
Like Sanity.
Yeah.
We've seen them
even before. I was talking more like the EC3s and the Heavy Machinery guys.
Sanity came in with them.
No,
that was Nikki Cross. My bad.
Yeah, Nikki came in.
Part of Sanity.
Yeah.
See, I was close.
But she's not part of Sanity.
Well, she was.
She was.
She dresses like it still.
Yes. Yeah, so that makes it hard, and it's just hard to get into it because there's so many new people.
You can't call up people every other week and not have anything for them. I mean, then we end up with Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
And pretty soon we're going to have a runway show with people just walking to the end of the ramp, turn around, and going back.
Yeah. I don't think I wrote down when Lacey Evans walked out in this show. Was it
I don't quite remember.
Was it during this part? I don't even think she interrupted anything, right?
No, she didn't interrupt anything.
Because this was, normally she walks out and she walks back, but this was the time that I noticed that the ring announcer even said, "Please welcome Lacey Evans."
Yeah, they actually announced her.
And then she still walked back.
Yeah, and it's getting to the point where even if she's good, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I'm being teased with it so long that when I get it, I won't want it.
Yeah.
And it's not a tease even. It's just an interruption.
Yeah. I think I meant to go back and write down a segment that happened on Raw with Heavy Machinery and Ascension, because the way they shot it, Otis came through a wall, essentially.
Yeah.
Which
you saw that too.
Sense. Yeah, so that's something I forgot to talk about.
Yeah, I saw that too.
But it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, it wasn't anything major. It didn't.
All it tells you is that Heavy Machinery are going to feud with the Ascension, which is the kiss of death.
Well, at least they're getting on TV. Where's EC3?
Maybe, yeah.
Where is Sanity?
I mean, where's Mojo Rawley? Is he still arguing with himself in a mirror?
Yes. But he broke the mirror, so he's not several pieces to argue with.
Okay. And I guess we'll talk about the actual match, which there wasn't a lot of.
If you want to call it that.
It was fine for the time it was allotted, but
not really.
Well,
you
get what I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
there wasn't enough time. But what they did, there was nothing bad that they did.
It just didn't make any sense to me. It's just another throwaway match to make the new people look good.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Yes.
And I'm not saying it hurts Rusev or Nakamura, because it doesn't.
because
They have
doesn't really.
I mean, there was nothing at stake.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
and Rusev and Nakamura, I think, are both kind of stuck where they are, no matter what they do.
Mid-carder, high mid-card.
Yeah.
But to me, they're doing the same thing with the new NXT that they are with, like, REIGNS. They're going to put them on TV every show, every opportunity they can, and shove them down our throat. And then we're going to be forced to either enjoy them or forced to hate them. And it's going to turn out to be bad for them.
Yeah, and that's why I harping back to it being bad, because they have to do that with so many people.
But why both shows every week?
Yeah.
They could have done Gargano and Ciampa one day last week, Aleister Black and Ricochet the other day last week.
Yeah.
And then do something totally different this week.
Yeah, that's true. They definitely can.
You know, I mean, I get what they're thinking, but...
Yeah, we essentially just... It was just...
copy-paste?
Yeah, the same thing they did on Raw, go over to SmackDown and do that.
And the same thing they did last week with Ciampa and Gargano.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, and Ciampa and Gargano were nowhere to be seen on either show.
No. Nope. But maybe we won't see Ricochet and Black for a couple weeks either.
Yeah. Well, I think that just goes to show you that they don't have enough time to fit everyone in right now.
Well, they shouldn't be calling people up.
Yeah, exactly.
But really, unless they're going to have like a 12-hour show.
Yeah. Which, God, no.
That would be one day a week have a 12, or one day a year have a 12-hour show.
Stop.
That'd be awesome.
I don't
have
want
everybody on your roster. UK, NXT, 205, everybody in one event.
Could you imagine going to that live?
Hell no, you have to park 13,000 miles away and catch a bus to the arena. There's so many people that would be there. That and just having to sit there for 12 hours.
Oh, you mean just the...
Oh, yeah, just the car.
Just the talents.
Just parking. Yeah, just trying to find a place to park. They have to hold that out in Saudi Arabia, just to put chairs in the desert, just so there'd be enough room.
I wonder if there's like a Guinness World Record for like longest wrestling show. And if somebody would try to beat it.
Whatever last year's WrestleMania was.
You're probably right. And this year we'll break it. And
oh, God. You realize we're going to need an ass pillow.
Yeah, we're going to be sitting there for 9 hours.
More than that. That's just as long as the event is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess it would be, because it'd be 5 for the event, 2 for the pre, and get there a couple hours before the pre-show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, about 9 to 10 hours, so familiarize yourself with where drinks and bathrooms are.
Yeah. So, yeah, Black ends up winning, hitting Nakamura with Black Mass after Nakamura's running in for a Kinshasa.
Yeah. I love how he tells everybody they're going to fade to black.
Yeah.
That's just cool.
And I do like, I love the Black Mass as a finisher because it has that Randy Orton-esque out of nowhere to it.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the... It's a kick. It's a damn kick.
Yeah, but it always looks good.
Yeah, well, so did Hogan's leg drop, but that doesn't mean it's going to put everybody down for a 3 count.
There's something that Paul Heyman once said, and how I came up with this is out of nowhere in itself. But Heyman said in an interview once that it is not the move itself, it's what you do with the move. It's how if you protect it, if nobody kicks out of it or whatever, then you can make any move work. And the example he gave was if Mark Henry started using a headlock as a finisher, and anytime he got that headlock in and he squeezed in, everyone who ever took that headlock said, oh my God, my head is being caved in. I have no choice but to tap out. Then it would be an established finishing move, and it would work.
But I agree with that. In the fact that because Mark Henry is such a big man and a strong guy, he could do that. He could pop your head like a pimple.
Yeah, exactly.
No problem. But a leg drop?
Right. A leg drop is different.
A leg drop. Or a kick to the head?
Yeah,
Look at Ruby Riott. Same thing as Aleister Black.
Yeah.
It can come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
No different. People kicked out of hers.
It's just different in how you use it. And you could say that Aleister Black is like has a kickboxing background or whatever that makes it sound like he's able to execute this move better than most people would. I don't know.
No, I mean, I see it. It's just, it's hard for me as a fan and watching the old days before kayfabe was dead to kayfabe dying to kayfabe being dead.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to see that 25 years ago a leg drop put Andre the Giant down for a 3 count, but yet a 20-foot fall from a steel cage onto a damn table and you still can't get up at a 2 count.
Yeah.
Come on. I understand at different times, but you can at least make it somewhat realistic looking. Kayfabe's dead, yes, but it doesn't mean you have to be so stupid on your storytelling.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that.
I mean, it's just, or think about your finishers more. Let a finisher be a real finisher again, and have everybody come up with new finishers.
Yeah,
because I mean, how many people kick out the pedigree? A bunch. How many people kick out of a super kick? Several.
Yeah.
A choke slam?
Especially now.
Several. I mean, there's nothing special.
Yeah, well, that's what John Cena did when he came up with the punch thingy.
Oh, the new punch?
Yeah.
But at least he's trying. Whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, but you're upset about a kick to the head being a finish.
But the right punch at the right spot can knock you out cold.
Well, could a kick to the head in the right spot not do that?
Not when I'm seeing your hand go like that to your leg. And there's like a foot gap between the foot and the head.
Okay. Yeah. But whatever. Speaking of finishers, we'll talk about a finisher in this main event match.
Yes.
This
I
show,
was happy with that.
This show was Tag Team-a-Mania.
It was.
What was like 3 of 4 of the matches tag
every
matches?
Match was a tag match. Except for
they had one
R-Truth.
singles match.
The R-Truth match.
One triple threat match.
But the other 3 were tag matches.
So there wasn't a singles match on the show.
Not one.
How odd.
Not unless you consider Rowan because he has a single name.
WrestleMania 2000 did not have a singles match.
Don't remember. I don't know how the hell you know this unless you researched it.
Well, I don't know. I just remember. But that was the one with the fatal 4-way with the McMahon in every corner that I think we even talked about that last week.
Yeah.
But like the only singles match was like the Cat versus someone in like a pillow fight match.
Ernest Miller.
Okay.
Or are you talking about the Cat, the female, the Cat?
Yeah.
Cat. Okay. Because there was 2. There was Ernest the Cat Miller, which was the black martial artist.
Oh, it definitely was not that.
Or it was the white girl named the Cat.
Yes, it was the white girl.
She was actually married to the king.
Yes, I remember that.
She bared her boobies on one pay-per-view.
Yeah, and that was the only singles match on WrestleMania 2000.
That was the only time. That was the last time you saw the Cat too. Was when she bared her boobs. You never saw her again. She got fired.
Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Kofi and Owens tagging after Owens took Kofi's spots, but Owens is still playing as the babyface against Bryan and Rowan.
I mean, to me, it showed a little bit of respect.
Yeah.
That he had for Kofi, but hey, he deserved it. I mean, I know I got the spot now, but he deserves it too.
Yeah. I think you can still play it as a face because you're like, well, what else am I supposed to do? Not take it?
Yeah. I mean, if somebody's going to give you something, are you supposed to turn it down? No, you're not going to turn down a title shot.
Yeah.
I don't care whose feet you step on. You're not turning it down. Because nobody else would in their right mind.
Yeah. And I think this was the long-awaited return of Rowan to the ring. I know we've all been waiting for that first Rowan match.
Hey, I like Rowan.
Since he came back. I do like Rowan.
Especially with
I'm just being facetious.
Yeah.
And it's
just which we did not hear this week at all.
No, I don't.
On either show.
I don't recall. But
first week ever.
It is it's too bad for Rowan because he's always been like the odd man out and like the Wyatt family. He's the only one that no one really cared about.
Yeah, he was the one on the outside more than Harper or Wyatt.
Yeah, and he's a good hand.
Well, he's agile as hell.
Yeah, I don't think he goes much above than being a good hand, but he's someone that's good to have.
Yeah, I mean, But if you team them up with the right person, like Harper,
yeah, then
like
they
the
can
Bludgeon
be
Brothers.
yeah, they can be a credible
Where's
tag
Harper?
team
Isn't
friends.
he coming back yet?
He's supposedly cleared.
Then why would you not bring the Bludgeon Brothers back together? We need more tag teams. We do.
Yeah, but we need more tag teams on Raw, really, than SmackDown.
Well, you could bring them back to SmackDown until after Mania.
Yeah.
And then after the Superstar shake-up.
Yeah, I mean, either that or they can be both with Bryan, but whatever. But
well, that's just another Wyatt family.
Yeah.
That's the Bryan family.
The Straight Veg Society.
Straight Veg Society.
Owens ends up pinning Bryan here with a Stone Cold Stunner after Bryan had kicked out of the powerbomb.
Yeah.
And so the stunner was what put Bryan away.
And it makes me wonder, what does Stone Cold think about that?
Well, there is an answer to that. Because,
I figured there would be. That's why I asked.
Because Stone Cold approved of it.
And
he posted a video of, like, I think it was him giving a stunner to Shawn Michaels.
Oh, from before he got injured.
Yeah.
Okay.
And below it was the video of Owens giving the stunner to Bryan. And he said, "This is what the move can do when it is well executed. Good job."
When did he share it?
I don't remember if it was the day of or the day after.
Oh, so this week, though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it had to have been because it happened this week.
Oh, yeah.
Because, Owens, I think we've even talked about it here, is that he's used the stunner before.
Yeah.
And each time he's used it, it hasn't worked.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, when Owens went on the Steve Austin show, like, they had a whole back and forth because Steve was telling him that the reason it wasn't working was because you're not doing it properly. Like, he highlighted that you have to do the boot to the gut first and then do the stunner because that's an essential part of the move.
Well, yeah, it knocks the breath out of them so they can't fight back.
Yeah, exactly. And so that was that was something I always found humorous. But now he finally put someone away with the Stone Cold Stunner. He's finally, like, these whole months that he's been away, he's just been practicing that move.
Yeah, after his surgery, that's all he did.
Yeah, and being able to master the stunner.
And he was probably playing WWE 2K19 or whatever the hell it's up to now, just to practice.
Yeah.
But John Cena used the springboard stunner.
And he pinned so many guys with that.
Never said he pinned so many guys, just said he used it.
He did use it.
Don't know if he actually pinned anybody with it, but he hit it.
I don't think he did. I could be wrong.
I just like the way it looks. I like it when people do something out of the ordinary. When a bigger wrestler uses the ropes for a springboard or off the top, I love it. Because they don't do it.
It was different, but I always thought it looked ugly.
Well, I never said it looked ugly.
But
damn.
But I guess that's not the worst thing.
No, there's a lot worse.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember the Jeff Hardy Jinder Mahal?
Yeah.
I mean, there can always be worse.
That's true. Yeah, so we talked about it earlier that Bryan ends up taking another pin here. That's unfortunate because, like, there was a point where, like, when Kofi did it, it was a fine thing to set up a challenger.
Mm-hmm.
But now when you've had Ali, Kofi, and now Owens, it doesn't really mean as much now.
Yeah, you're the third person in a matter of a few weeks to do it.
Yeah.
So, good for you, but it means nothing.
Yeah. So, we'll see how they build this Bryan and Owens match with the 1 week they have now to do it.
Yeah.
And it won't be, like, when they first announced it, I said it was going to be heel versus heel until I realized that they were still going to do Owens as a babyface.
Yeah, from what I read, Owens is going face.
Yeah, which I think is good. I don't think he had anything left to really do as a heel.
Well, how many faces do we have? How many big guys?
Yeah, as far as top guys, we have AJ, who's not really there anymore.
He's kind of got knocked down in the past
because he's been there for so long, and then I think Randy's a heel, but I don't even know.
Randy's like Strowman. He does what he wants.
Yeah.
If you cheer him, you cheer him. If you boo him, you boo him.
And they subtly set up Randy versus AJ. I didn't note that.
Yeah. But, I mean, overall, it wasn't a bad show. It was better than some Raw, I think.
Yeah, I thought this was
It might be because it was an hour sooner.
Yeah, I thought this was a solid like B show, B minus.
Yeah, I'd give it that.
Yeah, I mean, like some of the matches didn't go long, and I think that's probably because they had one more match than they normally do.
Yeah.
1 or 2. I don't remember if they had 4 or 5 matches.
On which one?
SmackDown.
No, there was only 4. That's all they ever have.
Yeah. Sometimes they have 3. But yeah, but there wasn't anything to really actively dislike on this show. That's a good way of putting it.
But I just noticed this podcast is 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, this might actually end up being our longest show.
This is actually longer than I spent on both shows watching.
That's unfortunate, but yeah. So there you have it. We covered.
I'd say in a nutshell, but that's a big ass nutshell.
Yeah.
And then we didn't even have a pay-per-view this show.
Yeah, that's funny, but we did spend like a half an hour just on the beginning news topics.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. I don't know that there's much else that we can cram into the show to
I don't think there's much more I want to cram into this show.
To put it up to 4 hours.
If we have any listeners still, besides us, then they don't want us to cram any more in.
I think after 2 hours, everyone's just like, all right,
I think we should really start to maybe have a cutoff at like 2 hours.
Yeah, that's tough.
3.5 hours is quite a bit for one podcast on a 5-hour show.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
We'll have to talk about it. We'll figure it out.
All you have to do is listen to us at 1.5 speed, and then this 3 hours turns into like 2 hours.
Well, yeah. But
that's what I do
why
with
don't you
podcasts.
just listen at double speed? We can sound like the chipmunks.
That's genuinely what I do sometimes with podcasts, though.
Oh, really?
Is just listen to them 1.5, because it's still slow enough that I still gather what they're saying, and then it's fast enough that I don't have to listen to it for however long it is.
You can make out the words, but you don't have to sit there and wait for the words to come out.
Yeah.
I think we covered everything.
Yeah. So, we have Fastlane next Sunday, so I guess that means next week we'll have some predictions.
And I bet the show won't be this long either.
Yeah. Probably not. And the show that we review, Fastlane, Raw, and SmackDown, probably won't be this long. unless some big news happens that we have to talk about, too.
Yeah, that could be. We just had a lot of big news this time.
Yeah.
With Roman and Kofi.
Yeah, Roman, Kofi, the releases, the Undertaker podcast.
Yeah, we went way the hell off topic today. I mean, I'm surprised we didn't need a map to get back.
Yeah. You beat me in the predictions for whatever the last show was called. Chamber. Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, that one.
So,
who won the Royal Rumble one?
I won the Royal Rumble one.
Okay. We're going to keep up like month by month. Who won what? That way we can see at the end of the year who's...
Yeah, so the Rumble was the first one of the year, and then Chamber was the second. So this will be the third, and we're 1-1 right now. So we'll actually keep track.
Yeah, we'll have to. Just something fun.
Yeah. But until then, if you're still here,
praise you.
Yeah, genuinely, you are the best.
Yeah, you really are, because you're like the only person. I'm here and I'm not even paying attention.
Yeah, but until next week,
we will wrestle you later.